Time now for the morning rush. Get ready for streets to be blocked again as President Trump's motorcade gets ready to make its way to the Sunport. It will end the president's trip to New Mexico. Last night at Rio Rancho, the president touted what he's done in office, citing job growth and the oil boom in New Mexico. Albuquerque city employees are on a 2-hour delay this morning as drivers downtown are expected to see some road closures.
About 250 officers from across the state helped out during the rally. Our crew saw one woman taken away in handcuffs from the protesters' side. Now, state police officer says that woman had a handgun on her, which is not allowed at a federal event. At times there were shouting matches, but for the most part, protesters and supporters remained peaceful. Meanwhile, some New Mexico Democrats are tweeting that the president is, quote, a liar. The Democratic Party of New Mexico says that his tax bill benefits the rich, and local and state leaders should be credited for the changes in the state. Democrats are now also saying that he's stealing $125 million from New Mexican service members to fund his, quote, unnecessary border wall. Grant.
Well, after some much welcomed rainfall over the last couple of days, we'll see another chance for rain move in as we head into Thursday, but things will be drying down out for your weekend plans.
A Santa Fe research center says it will donate money received from disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein. The Journal now reports over the years, the Santa Fe Institute received $275,000 in funding. They received the money prior to Epstein pleading guilty in 2010 to soliciting a minor for prostitution.
An Albuquerque dentist is now facing felony medical charges. State's Office of Insurance says that they received a tip. William Gardner was using the same dental x-rays on numerous patients to justify treatment. They also say that they also found Gardner had been operating without a license. Gardner denies the allegations.
This video will likely be used in court against a New Mexico driver arrested for DWI. Earlier this month, state police say they noticed a car trying to avoid a DWI checkpoint in McKinley County. After a police chase, officers caught up with the driver, 46-year-old Sean Yazzie. Yazzie already has 5 DWI convictions.
Happening this morning, thousands of migrants are waiting for their hearings in so-called tent courts. Now, these are dozens of tents being used as mini courtrooms, connecting immigrants to judges through video chat. With a huge backlog of immigrants seeking asylum, the administration could be spending up to $155 million on a tent facility along the southern border. Grant.
Well, your Metro Threat Index much lower today, only at a 1. Temperature's going to stay mild with a couple chances for some isolated showers out there this afternoon. David.
Construction continues along Rio Grande near Old Town this morning, but it will not be like this during Balloon Fiesta. Now, the city says the project involves improving curbs and gutters all along Rio Grande from Central to I-40. Now, the work started last week and will continue until Balloon Fiesta starts. That's when the construction will be temporarily halted until Fiesta's over.
A New Mexico student's design will be used for the New Mexico State ornament. Carrie Dada, a college student at the Institute of American Indian Arts, created the winning design for the state's ornament. This year's theme is New Mexico Films, The Great American West. Carrie won a $2,500 scholarship.
Well, the biopark could soon come to a classroom near you. The city launched a new program called Discover the Biopark. It's giving teachers the option to sign up for guided field trips at the zoo, the aquarium, the botanic garden, or even Tingley Beach. Teachers can then even schedule a visit with the students in the classroom. For details, you can head to alwayson.krqe.com.
Now we're getting a look at your morning traffic. Everything is clear out on the roadways, just your typical slowdowns, but watch out for various road closures this morning as the president's heading back to the Sunport. David?
An Albuquerque teacher is going to be returning to the Jeopardy stage once again tonight. Albuquerque Academy's Jason Zafraneri earned his 12th win last night. Now, the math teacher is now adding another $24,000 to his winnings. So far, that brings his grand total to $356,000. Zafraneri is going to be returning to the stage for the 13th time tonight. You can watch that right here on KRQE starting at 6 p.m.
Check this out. On this day in 1996, lightning struck a home in the Taylor Ranch neighborhood here in Albuquerque. A home suffered major damage of upwards of $70,000 worth. Well, it is time now this morning for your 5 facts.
At number 5, one New Mexico student is celebrating after her design was selected for New Mexico's next state ornament. Carrie Dada is the student at the Institute of American Indian Arts. Now, yesterday, the Governor's Mansion Foundation and the Film Office selected her design for the state's ornament. This year's theme is, quote, New Mexico Films, The Great American West. It's also showing the state's history of film and ranch culture. Carrie won a $2,500 scholarship.
Wow,
Congratulations.
big congrats to her. Number 4, Santa Fe Research Center now trying to distance itself from disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein. The Journal reports over the years, the Santa Fe Institute received $275,000 in funding from Epstein. Officials from there now want to make a donation of $25,000 to equal one donation of Epstein's. They received that gift prior to Epstein pleading guilty in 2010 to soliciting a minor for prostitution. No word yet on who will receive the donation.
And at number 3 this morning, after seeing some heavy rainfall across parts of the state the last couple of days, we are going to start to dry out today and into tomorrow, but we have another chance for more measurable rainfall as we head towards the end of this week. If you're worried about your weekend plans, looks like we're going to dry out again, giving way to some beautiful weather.
Not bad at all. On to number 2 here. The state says an Albuquerque dentist treated patients without a license. That man is now facing felony medical charges. The state's office of the superintendent of insurance says after receiving a tip, they looked into William Gardner. They say that tip indicated that he was using the same dental x-rays on numerous patients to justify treatment. Officials say they weren't able to find a patient to confirm that. But what they did find is that Gardner had been operating without a license. Gardner did tell News 13 the allegations are untrue. If you want to read his full statement, we do have it for you on our website, always on KRQE.com.
And at number 1, President Donald Trump is waking up in Albuquerque this morning after his speech to a packed house at the Santa Ana Star Center in Rio Rancho last night. Citing job growth and the oil boom in New Mexico, the president asked voters for 4 more years. Now, the president said that he's seen his poll numbers grow with Hispanics. Part of the reason that he stopped here in New Mexico. We're told that the president spent the night in downtown Albuquerque, leaving the city to issue a traffic alert and for city employees not to come in until 10 this morning. Now, people can expect sudden road closures this morning as the president is going to be making his way back to the airport. APS is also tweeting out that 4 downtown schools will be on a 2-hour delay this morning.